Welcome to Magitudes. Here's a tutorial on how to use the background remover within Canva Pro. So the first thing you need to know about the background remover is that it is only available in Canva Pro. You would have to update to Canva Pro in order to use it. Now let's suppose you are on Canva Pro. How can you use the background remover? To use this awesome feature, simply choose a picture and then go to Effects and choose Background Remover. Magic, the background just simply disappeared, and you can see it worked very well. Now this feature is going to save you a lot of time. If you do remove a background from a picture in software like Illustrator or Photoshop, it will take you a long time to do it if you don't have a lot of practice in it. Now that the background is removed, you obviously have total freedom as far as editing goes. So you could just add a background here, for example. Then just resize that lady. Maybe add some text. Change the font to something a little bit more elegant. And as you can clearly see like this, you can create awesome thumbnails, for example, YouTube thumbnails. If you're interested in that, I have a whole tutorial video on how to create awesome YouTube thumbnails with the help of Canva. Or you can also use that, of course, for art on Instagram or basically any other platform. Now, one thing that is important to mention when you work with the background remover is that first of all, this feature is a bit unstable. So it happens pretty often that there will be a message that the background couldn't be removed. If that ever happens to you, just try again and usually it will work. Sometimes you probably have to try 3 or 4 times before you can actually remove the background. I personally found that instead of working in Google Chrome, it works a bit better in Firefox. So if you have problems to remove a background in Google Chrome, you could also try with Firefox and see if that solves the problem. Another thing that I would like to bring to your attention is that whenever you are using the background remover, you should make sure that the actual image is not set as the background. Because whenever the image is set as a background, that somehow causes some problems, and let me quickly show you what happens. If you set an image as the background, let me just reposition it for a second. Click on Done. And now I will try to remove the background again by going to Effects and then click on Background Remover. Now the background has successfully been removed. However, as we set the image as a background before, you will see that now when you try to drag and drop this beautiful lady here, it's not gonna work. And that is because before you set it as a background. So what you need to do now is you actually have to detach the image from the background. So just right click it and then click on Detach Image from Background. And now, as before, you will be able to freely move the lady around. However, sometimes this doesn't work because, as I mentioned before, this feature is a bit unstable. So sometimes when you detach these images from the background, it will cause some issues, or the background will just reappear and you will have to remove it again. So it is better to detach the image from the background first and use the background remover only after that. However, the background remover, when it works, is an amazing feature and it will save you a lot of time, that's pretty much for sure. Also, at this point I would like to mention that you can also use the background remover for your own footage. So let's say you're uploading your own pictures to Canva, you can simply do that here by heading over to Uploads and from there just click on Upload Media. Whenever you do that, you will also be able to use the background remover. Just keep in mind that this feature only works properly whenever there's a clear foreground and a clear background. That makes perfect sense because the system needs to figure out what you would actually consider to be the background and the foreground so that it can make the right decision and crop out the things that you actually want. But in most of the cases, this feature works pretty well. So for example, if you just have a person in front of a very clear background which maybe just has one color, if I go into photos, yeah, like the one we just did or something like this here, the background remover works perfectly. In other cases, maybe a picture like this one here, it will be much harder for the background remover to actually decide what you consider to be the foreground of that picture. So it is likely that when you use the background remover that it won't work properly. But you can always try, and if the results are not satisfying, you would just have to use another picture. As you have probably already seen is that in the photos library, in some cases you can also find pictures where the background has already been removed. For example, this picture here, I can just drag and drop that into my footage and there's no background whatsoever. That's pretty cool. So if you are creating thumbnails, for example, just drag and drop a picture like that and you can just simply place that in front of whatever background you want. Last but not least, I would also like to mention that you can also use all the effects on these cropped out pictures. You can still use all the effects that Canva offers. Let's just suppose that I had used the background remover on this lady here. So after that I could still click on it and go into effects or adjust, and I can change the sharpness of the picture, the saturation, the contrast and many other parameters. Also, if you're going into effects, you can add some cool effects on your cropped out pictures, maybe some glitch effect, for example. Simply click on it and you will get an awesome glitch effect immediately. Now that's it, everything you need to know about the background remover within Canva Pro. I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, please subscribe to my channel, and in that case, please don't forget to hit the notification bell. Have a great day, guys. Bye.